snow leopard is moving. This will be a little bit harder than some of the other locations it would be at to trace, but I'm going to try and trace it. First, I want to explain a little bit more why I decided to get a snow leopard. So, what I want to do is for this entire forearm, I don't know how many animals I'll be able to fit. I'm for now thinking this whole right arm is going to be filled with animals, but specifically my right forearm, I want to be filled with specifically animals of the Himalayan mountains because they're very sacred, and I'm very much into all of the spiritual, holistic stuff. I also am very intrigued by Buddhism. I don't consider myself a Buddhism. I don't practice technically, but a lot of principles that Buddhists of that region, I don't want to say take on all of them, definitely not. They're a lot more extreme, especially the yogis over there. But anyway, all that to say, the Himalayan mountains are mainly in the regions of Tibet and Nepal, India, that whole area. And there are many animals that live in the Himalayan mountains just because of the elevation and how cold it is. And there isn't much like vegetation that would be able to survive and thrive there. But there are snow leopards. Snow leopards are, last time I checked, I'm pretty sure they're still considered endangered. The main reason I want to get a snow leopard is because they represent stillness. And as somebody who has a lot of anxiety, oh, my cat's gonna try and come up here. Oh, Axel, I love you, buddy, but you gotta get off. Ooh, come on, buddy. Yeah, I know, it's okay. Now he's sitting behind me. He's all good. Yes, good boy. You purring. You purring. Okay, sorry. Getting distracted. So, they represent stillness, snow leopards. And as somebody who has a lot of anxiety and just mental health related illnesses going on, it's really hard to be still. So that's what I really appreciate about the snow leopards. Like, I can look at this and be reminded, hey, even if I'm feeling anxious in this moment, I can look at this animal as sort of like an animal spirit guide, you know, an animal, totem animal, spirit animal, whichever you would like to call them. But it's like, I can look down and be, because it's just right there, I can just easily look down and be like, hey, be like the snow leopard, which represents stillness. And in this moment, it's okay to feel what you're feeling. Any physical or mental disturbances that you're having, allow yourself to feel them. Don't dissociate from feeling it, but just live in it, breathe through it, and find stillness and peace within it. So that's the main reason behind getting the snow leopard. Also because, again, of the Himalayan mountain animals and how sacred they are and everything. I wanted to get them on my forearm. I think that would be a cool concept too. I don't know anybody that's really done that, and I try to do things that are a little bit different. So IBS, more so constipation form of IBS. And the thing is, when I get really nervous, so I'm more likely to poop and like have diarrhea. So it was really bad, and he has a lot of roommates, my boyfriend. And so when I was over there before I got my tattoo, I had to go to the nearby Target, and I did not think I would make it, but I did. And so then I went directly from Target to the tattoo place, and it was honestly so easy. It's better when I'm able to talk to people too, and also they have music playing in there and other people in there talking, so it's just a very chill environment, so I really appreciate that. So I'm glad to get tattooed by him again. I love his shading work. I think it's so beautiful. Is it just me, or is it like, are you guys kind of like blurry? I can't tell. Hopefully that will a little bit. Yeah, but here it is. Maybe it's because of the light. Too much light in the way, maybe. Let me go like that. I don't know. It's still not working. I'll just be back here then. Yeah, it's a snow leopard though. Very pretty snow leopard. I'm in love with it. It isn't anything like I thought it was going to be more realistic, because I didn't see what it was going to look like until I got there, and I didn't tell him to change anything. Also, I wanted it to be the other way where the paws are flipped, but he said when I turned inward, then it could face my heart, and I'm like, oh yeah, okay. So I just went along with it. I didn't do any changes to it, because I also really appreciate artists having their own interpretation. So I don't know what my other tattoo is going to look like, that I'm going to be getting this later this week as well. But I am very excited to get it, and also still nervous, which is weird. It's like I did so good. I'm just like, that's all I'm an anxious person. But no, I gotta tell myself I'm gonna really ground and like do self-reiki on myself beforehand, because I want to make sure that I do the best that I can. I don't freak out while I'm there. Actually, I think having the diarrhea actually helped, because it's like there's so much going on. It's like it kind of had me focus a little bit more on that, but also I felt kind of numb from all of that beforehand. I was kind of just, my body was like overloaded for a little bit, and that's when it just kind of went numb. So I hope I don't get diarrhea again, though. I don't want to risk it. But you can see there's the paws with the claws. You can see the fur indents. Just like more traditional paw that they would do a bunch of different, of course, dots. I mean, the shading, I never thought I would get a shade tattoo. I even told my sister that, not that long, like before I even actually got this. I think it's a thing, or maybe I thought I told her, I don't know. Look at all these dots, the eyes, though. It's more for kind of traditional, but also very, like, pretty. I didn't want it to look mean. I hope that the next animal I get doesn't look mean, or else I will have to tell him to change it. Because I want it to be like very like loving and peaceful energy all over my arms. It doesn't look like mean, or like, I don't think so, at least it doesn't look mean or happy. It looks more neutral, like it's just like walking around, to me at least. Sorry if the tracing isn't very good, guys. I don't do good with my opposite hand. But yeah, very happy with how it turned out. I'm excited to get the next one too. I think I explained this before, but for this side is going to be more detailed, and like, especially if it's animals, and just like detailed and shading and stuff. At least this forearm, I'm not actually quite sure. I was thinking also of my upper arm too, but for sure I'm getting the forearms done first before I go to the upper arms. But for at least this forearm and probably the upper arm too, I want it to be fully just like random patchwork type stuff. Like I'm getting something right here in the beginning of was just fine, and I told him that's what I did for this tattoo. But I was less anxious for this one because he was like, for the first hour, I listened to the Mile Higher podcast, and after that, because he said, I asked her beforehand, everybody's different. I'm like, do you talk during your sessions, or do you prefer not to talk? He's like, when I do the outline, I talk, but when it's more like the shading, I mean, I don't talk. He doesn't talk during the outline, but he's more likely to want to talk, because it's a social time while he's there. So like after the outline is when he's more wanting to talk. So then after that, I took it off. I'm like, oh yeah, I know that you said a little bit ago, because we had taken a break, and I'm like, I know you said a little bit ago you were done with the outline. So I took my headphones off, and I'm like, if you want, we can talk. And so we were talking about different stuff. And such a nice guy. I don't know how much the tattoo is going to be, so I have to make sure I take out enough money. Yeah. But I'll of course do another video for that upcoming tattoo, what I'm going to do for it. Let me guess how much you